Hello! In today's Archaeoscoop, my top 3 headlines are as follows. Headline number 1 comes from New Zealand, where the estate of Tolkien, the man behind Middle-earth, The Lord of the Rings, The Silmarillion, The Hobbit, and many other fictional and academic texts, have banned a professor from making use of the word Hobbit in reference to Homo floresiensis. There was going to be a free lecture next month which made use of the word Hobbit, saying something along the lines of the other Hobbit, or in search of the other Hobbit, and lawyers have pounced on it saying, no, you cannot do that. Instead, the lecture will now go ahead, making reference instead to the little people, or little people. This is a bit of an old story, really. The Hobbit has been used as a nickname for Homo floresiensis ever since its discovery. One can only assume that the timing is to do with the upcoming release of The Hobbit on film at the end of the year. Also, this might not be a bad thing, in as much as we really probably should move away from calling Homo floresiensis a hobbit. After all, this is a species of Homo. It may well be diminutive in stature, about half the size of a normal human being, of an average human being. But at the same time, they are still a species of Homo, and therefore worthy of, probably a bit more respect than just being called, a fictional creature, essentially. So that's headline number 1. Check out that for more on that. Headlines number 2 and 3 both actually make reference to the Hurricane Sandy, the so-called Frankenstorm, which has been affecting the eastern coast of the United States and also some way inland. Of course, you've probably heard about this in other news outlets, as it were. But headline number 2 in particular is actually to do with a tree having been felled in New Haven, Connecticut. The tree fell over in high winds and revealed human remains underneath, which experts believe are but one of thousands of burials in that part of Connecticut. In particular, these burials actually date from around about the colonial era, as it were. That's what's being said, and they're going to be examined and probably reinterred. But it just goes to show that the storm affects all elements of our environment, both historical, natural, and of course where we live, and unfortunately where some people have also died. Headline number 3 also examines the effect of Hurricane Sandy on the historical environment. In this instance, shipwrecks off the eastern coast. They are being affected by turbulent waters, which are in some cases just as violent, as it were, as being above the water. For example, Queen Anne's Revenge, it is believed, will be probably undone in terms of much of the work which has been done there. Pits which have been opened up will be filled in, and in other cases actually parts of ships may well be exposed by shifting sand, and therefore who knows what data might be lost to the storm. So as much as this is, of course, and I'm not negating the terrible effect on living people of the storm, it's also having an effect on the historical environment as well. So those 2 headlines just explore that a little bit. But all those 3 headlines and all the other headlines I can find from the past couple of days, check out the links below in the video information and read to your heart's content. Actually, there's loads of very good stories today, so do take your time and have a look. There you go. Until next time, bye-bye.